Great morning, traders. This is Austin. It is Tuesday, October 28th. It's the first day of the FOMC meeting, which means nothing to the markets. Tomorrow's the big day when I will abstain until the 2 o'clock news. I won't even try to trade the stretch before that. But, anyways, as far as today goes, I have crude oil, pardon me, and the Russell queued up here. Just going to focus on Russell trading in this exercise here for these lessons next 4 days in YouTube. See what we compile. As for the markets, so watch and wait. My style of trading doesn't necessitate any kind of pre-work, post-market stuff. I don't have to sit around for hours and mark levels and find zones and trend lines and figure out price areas for tomorrow or any of that stuff. And for the people who do, it's fine. If it's part of their regimen, that's okay, but that's unnecessary for what I do and what we do. We simply sit down at the charts and watch price action unfold in real time, and it tells us everything we need to know. Whatever it did yesterday, what it did overnight, what it did weeks or months ago, that'll all come into play when it comes into play. So watch and wait mode. It's 8:59. I don't get started with the Russell until 9:30, so I got a half hour just to work with the crude oil, and there we are. So see you in a bit. Okay, it is 9:38. We're just getting underway with the Russell. I've been short once, and let's see, that was around the 1120 zone and stopped out for minus 5 ticks. It was short. It went in favor a little bit. I trailed from minus 8 ticks to minus 5. It whipped up. It whipped up and stopped out. Came up to the 1122 area. I tried to short 1122. That was a deep pullback, but it just went up and down faster than anything really happened there. So that never materialized, and I'm going to take the risk to 5 ticks here. And now we're short again. Over on the crude oil side, there have been two sells so far. Price is currently 80.75, $80.75. The sells were 81.30 plus and 81 plus. So both of those sell signals in crude are working well, and they've both gone acceptable distances for gain. Meanwhile, we're just waiting for the Russell to straighten itself out. One thing about the Russell, a lot of times it's erratic in the morning. It's spiky and spastic and choppy, and that's just its nature. And then it smooths out, and it gives oftentimes the best trades of the day are either late morning or early afternoon, the 1-2 o'clock zone. So I'm just sticking with it, following the plan, waiting to see if something takes off early. So I have a decision to make. If they trade around below 118, then that would be a secondary sell, whether I would add to the position, and manage two shorts, or just ride with what I have. So I'll deal with that if it happens. For all I know, this is going to be whipped out on the stop in 2 seconds. So there we are, just with the mornings early, waiting for things to shape up. I'm leaving this stop where it is now, and I'm either going to add around the 1118 zone or just let it ride. Depends on how price behaves if it gets down there. So 9:40 Eastern. Alrighty then, it is nearly 10:30. It's 10:27. Crude oil's just sticking to the bottom of its open range. It's been in this 81 to 80 zone here all morning. And the Russell did a news burst at 10 a.m. It exploded out of the news there. Didn't offer anything actionable. It created buy sequences and smoked through them before before I could react, put it that way. Looking on the sell side about the 1128.5 zone, and looking on the buy side above 1131. So I'm selling 1128 half, and I'm buying 1131. No bias either way, and see what happens. 1028. All right, second try at the short 1128.5 zone. The first one stopped for minus 8 ticks. And now I'm short again, and that's the last one I'll try here. If this fails, then that was 2 times done. And that's how it goes. This is actually a counter trend trade, so not giving it a long leash. Long enough, I guess. Six.
Order pending. Order canceled.
And it either holds or it does not. And we'll go from there. Rather quiet day. Crude oil is hanging out inside the open range. It made a couple little extensions lower, gave sell signals, a couple extensions lower, and then it popped right back up inside, and it's just, kind of chopping its way around. It's doing nothing. Just, kind of higher high, lower high, higher low, higher high, flagging for now. I would attribute this to, well, not only the usual recent liquid markets, but also the FOMC tomorrow. It's going to put the kibosh on any kind of big moves today unless some kind of real serious news comes along to, push the markets out of their doldrums. Other than that, I wouldn't expect fireworks for sure. So, just looking to any kind of positive performance on the Russell, and I would shut it down for the day, and then I would reconvene tomorrow after 2 o'clock. So, see how it goes. Very quiet, 10:50 Eastern. Okay, maybe we have some movement, maybe we don't. Long the TF on a failed down move. This is a pullback, so it's just a 5-tick stop. And if this one's taken out, I really don't see any other actionable zones. Perhaps the long side around 1131 area would just be a continuation up. But other than that, they're in dead chop mode, right? Sticking right here to the Coil Markets Roadmap 233. So look at all these 5-minute bars that are just terminated right there. So that's obviously magnetic to the market for whatever reasons. Anyhow, if they continue onwards, it would be to 1136 and then 1140. So those are the potentials higher. I'd be out near the 1136 for sure, unless they went absolute parabolic through there. But that's what's going on there. And as far as crude oil, it's gone absolutely nowhere. It, yet another rather wide 5-minute opening range, and then nothing. That would be its CMRM 233s, and maybe it will spike or plunge to 1 today, and one or the other, and maybe it won't. We'll see. So, you know what? I can take the risk off this trade. And if they come back down and take that out, we're just in dead chop mode and not really a lot to work with. Didn't expect fireworks today. This is day 1 of the FOMC. Likely to be muted and patchy and whatever. There was the one spike move in the Russell, just couldn't get in front of. It came out of nowhere from the news announcement. And there have been a couple of shorts in crude that worked for like 30-ish cents and 20-ish cents or ticks, but not much more than that. So that's the morning so far. If this one works, great. If not, it's probably it for me until the afternoon, if not tomorrow. We'll see. It's 10:56. All right, troops. We are still in that 1129 long on the inside pullback, and I tried to add at 1131.5. It popped above there and pulled back to it. That's also the next key congestion above. It's not obliging there, so I'm just going to nix that. I'm going to nix this.
Order canceled.
Manage this as a single position because it kind of went parabolic through it quicker than I could react. So anyway, let's go to a 1-minute view. 1-minute views, and of course you can see the Russell's been rather orderly, albeit from this break from the news, and then it has tested both sides of its 233, and it's moving onwards, and by comparison, crude oil has not been orderly. At least the 5-minute range, of course. It's just kind of done the chop and bop thing, and then it's back inside of its open range. So it's the difference between a trending, deliberate trending symbol and one that's just all V-ish, all V turns and spikes and stuff that we talk about. So as discussed, the 233 up for the TF is 1135.6, but I'll be covered before then, I'm sure. So matter of fact, I'm going to go from 29 to 31, and that erases the deficit because the current draw is 19 ticks. There's 20. So if it fails right here and it comes down and takes that out for 20 ticks, then it's a scratch day. And if they continue up to that 3.5 or better, then it's more than a scratch day. It's a successful day. So there we are, 11:02. Well, now we have the Russell is rolling. Let's go out 10 minutes. It's rolling towards that roadmap number 1. And I don't have that drawn perfectly, so let me redraw that. Actually, let me go to a 5-minute again. And drawn perfectly would be here. Be about there. Okay, so anyway, nearly 1136. That's what they're pointing towards, and they're sticky around here. So, basically it's been hovering in the 40 tick range from entry here, and it's looking like it's going to go about 60 plus to 70 ticks, and so that's what I'm targeting. I'm targeting that 60 tick or better. I'm currently at minus 19 ticks from the early chop here, and then one here, so that's that. Worst case scenario, I'd be at plus, if they come all the way down, I'd be at plus 20 ticks, and we'll see what the afternoon does. As far as crude, it's directionless, trendless, lifeless, all of those things. Again, it's just lately crude has had a tough time, and this is not unusual. They made those huge trend moves from up near $100 a barrel down to 80. It's come down roughly $20,000 a contract here in the last couple of months, and this is just normal digestion. Now the market is digesting those huge moves, and that's where you get the chop from. So that's all crude has been doing for a little while now. It's thin liquidity and choppy. Really, every day is trendless. That'll change soon, possibly as early as Thursday. Meanwhile, just sitting in this TF trade here, giving it a chance to work to the high odds probabilities, and we call it a day. 11:12. Hey, hey, hey. Headed towards our 11:36 that we targeted, and so now I'm going to advance that to 41 ticks. All right. Now, currently at minus 19 from several turns. Sitting at 41, so that would take us better than 20 ticks for the day if they reverse, but as you can see, they are headed right towards that coiled markets roadmap, market roadmap number 1. Not there yet, headed that way, so that's what we're holding for. And I will, well, I'd like to jam a stop at 35.1. It just spiked up there and came back down, and you can see what speed it did that as we were talking. If it takes this out, I'm content to be at 20 plus ticks for the day, such as it is. If they will take it up one more thrust, then I'm going to jam the stop at 35.1 or better, and that's going to end the day. So my day will end either at 33.1, at 35.1, or somewhere higher than that, whichever comes first. Alright, there they are. So I'm going to actually stick
Order
stop at
pending.
41.
Order canceled.
And then 51, given a chance. So now that's 51 ticks. Just hanging right there. Won't get off that mark. I'm just going to close it here shortly.
Order pending.
It's in.
Order canceled.
61 ticks in
Order
and
filled.
out. And there we go. Wraps the day. Moral of the story, there was really not much opportunity in crude this morning. Like I said, there were a couple of sells. There was a sell here and then a sell here, and neither of them went that far, like 30 cents each, 30 ticks each from the signals, and that was that. And then the Russell, it did give buy signals around 11:24. Just couldn't get in. It smoked right through into the news before there were any confirms to fill. So then we just took the next train up in this nice uptrend here, and that's that. Hope this helps. I will see you in tomorrow's segment when we begin work at 2 o'clock Eastern. Have a great one.